Today I'm going to be talking about Explain Everything again. Last time I made a video, I used Explain Everything to create a noun lesson, and this time I'm going to explain how I use it to make what I call a predictable chart in kindergarten, which is sentences over and over again that are very predictable for the kids. And it's basically just like a virtual predictable chart. So this is the app Explain Everything. It is $2.99. Again, on this video, I'm going to be using my Mac to show you what I'm doing on the app. So when you open up Explain Everything, the first thing I'm going to do is press the plus sign to start a new book. You can see here's the example that I'll show you later that we use to make the I Like Predictable book. I always choose just the white blank screen, and this is what comes up. It's just basically a virtual whiteboard. If you've never used this app before, the way we're going to be using it differently this time is we're going to be making pages that we can record a video and make into a book or an audio book for the class. So what I did the very first time we made the predictable chart is I wrote everything for the class. So I projected this on my screen. Actually, I just used our document camera, but you could use any mirroring app as well. And all I did was just write on the screen, I like. And then one at a time, the kids came up and said what they liked, and we put that picture in there, and then we recorded them saying what they liked. So I should point out, which I didn't mention beforehand, the day before we did this, I called each kid over and asked them what they liked and helped them look for a picture that they wanted to use for the book. I called 3 or 4 kids over at a time so they could kind of see what their friends were doing, and then it went real quick that way. So it took me about 30 seconds to a minute per kid, and I just called them all over and they got to search for those pictures. So I had all 20 of those pictures ready to go, and then what I did is I would go into our photo library, and let's say the kid picked Barbie. So I'd have the child who picked this image come up. Now with just a simple finger pinch, I can adjust this however I like. So we'd put it in here, and the child would come up, and I would practice with them reading it. I like Barbie. And then the class would practice, I like Barbie. And then the child would say it, and we would record it. Now in my classroom, we use Caliphone headphones, which I'll put a link to the ones that I really like for recording the audio of young children. It does a great job no matter how quiet or how loud they are. So this is the way it works on the app. Down here at the record button, I would have the kid, like I said, practice, and then right after they were done practicing, as soon as I pressed the red dot, I would have them read it again. So now that it's recording, they would say, I like Barbie, and then I would press pause. So that page is done. And then down here where it says slide 1 of 1, we know we're on the first page. So I'm going to move up here to the top left and add another page. So now if you look down here, we're on slide 2 of 2, and I would do just the same thing. I would press the pen, and the class I had them mirror me and write it themselves in the air, and they would write I like in the air with me, and then I would open the next picture. This time it's bikes. Again, you can adjust the image however you like just by pinching it. That child would come up, and then we would do the same thing. You can see there's no recording on this page. So I'd have them come up, they would practice reading I like bicycles, then the class would practice with them, I like bicycles, and then the last time we would record it, I'd press the red dot, I like bicycles, then I would stop the recording and then just repeat. And the way I did it in my classroom, we made this book all day, so I would call 4 at a time, and so we did this at 5 different times during the day, and they were really excited about finishing the book and being able to publish that on our blog, and we've watched it several times. It's just a really great way for the kids to practice their sight words and writing sentences. I could see this for upper grades if you handed out spelling words or vocabulary words where kids could come up and do different things. And then you have this book that you can print, but you also have a video, an audio book that you can use. And so to save the audio part, if you look down here on the bottom right, you would just export the movie to your camera roll right here, this one. So when you press that, it exports that movie with however many pages you have and the audio on that page. It can be sent to iBooks. You can upload it to iTunes. There's so many different things you can do with this app. All I did was take the saved movie on our camera roll and then uploaded that to our blog and also kept it on the iPad for the kids to see. So I'll show you what that finished book looks like. So we'll exit out of Explain Everything and go to our photos here.
I like Barbies.
I like Michael Jordan.
I like race cars. I like dolls. I like Toy Story. I like American Girls. I like Rapunzel. I like puppies.
I like cheetahs.
So you can see there how the movie turns out. Of course, the audio is a little different for each kid, but you can tell how it really picks up their sound. And as I get to know the kids better with how they read into the microphone, I can adjust it farther away from their mouth and do a better job of recording that. So that's basically how you make a decodable book using Explain Everything. As I said, you could save the images and create a book, which sometimes I do. We create a book and put it in our bookshelf. There's so many different ways that you can do this, and we'll build on this in my classroom from this very basics with me doing a lot of it to starting to let them write the words I like, and we'll start sounding out the words of the pictures that they pick, and we just build and build, and then they start making their own books very soon. And soon I will post the app that I use for them to create their books first. I don't start with Explain Everything, but I work towards this just because it's so powerful. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please let me know in the comments of the blog, and I appreciate you watching.